Okay, we can discuss a couple of topics, okay, on each topic, whichever we have seen so far. First, we'll see the security and the roles. Can anyone let me know, it would be more interactive session from you, okay? If it is right or wrong, just you can tell me the answer, whichever you have, okay? But do not, sit as an ideal. Okay, what are the roles we do have in our fields and applications?
Vijay, we have a job role, duty role, abstract role,
Yeah.
privilege role.
Exactly. Great. Thank you very much. So what is the significance of abstract role? And when we will assign the abstract role to the user? Anyone, please?
I can answer if nobody
Please.
else. Yeah, so abstract role is it's irrespective of the job that they have to perform, like an employee or buyer, contingent worker, things like that.
Great. Yeah. So
we assign an employee role to, let's say, any employee who join the company.
Yeah. So indirectly, if any special events can occur, like hire an employee, terminate an employee, like that, if any special events can be occurred, irrespective of any jobs, we'll assign employee role to the user, so that employee can have any specific special roles, like, submit the timesheet, to see the personal information and to schedule the ESA jobs, or at least they see, minimum, and they will see the reports analytics. These are the special privileges they may get. And in the real time, again, this employee role does not assign directly to the user. They will customize this employee role as per their requirement. Okay. So again, they will exclude a couple of privileges from employee role and assign the custom role to the user. Hope it's clear. Mostly you will get in a question from interviewer, the abstract role significance. So I need to, provide the answer like such a way. And in a fusion application, how will you find all the roles? For example, I want to be find what are the menu roles, what are the privilege roles have for a specific application. So in a fusion application, how will you find the complete roles irrespective of any module or any application? Where will you find all the roles? Anyone, please?
There is there's an option called Simulate Navigator.
Exactly. Great. So Simulate Navigator is a provision to find all your fusion application roles. Okay. Yeah. Now, where you will find a privilege role? It's a job role or the duty role? Where will you find a privilege role? It is attached to your job role or duty role? Anyone, please?
The privileges are attached to the duty roles.
Exactly. So the privilege role attached to the duty role, and the duty role attached to your
job role.
Okay, this answer also you will get, and the interviewer will confuse like how the privilege role will be attached to the job role. They will confuse like that. What is the answer for that? How the privilege role will attach to the job role? What is the answer?
Privilege role does not attach to the job role.
Exactly. Great. You need to think of such a way like that. There is no provision to add any roles, privilege role to the job roles. So it should be drilled down job to duty and duty to privilege. Okay. And abstract independent role. It is not referred to any roles, whichever you have the categorized. Okay. So what are the 3 ESA jobs needs to be synchronized in order to roles to the LDAP server?
Sending pending LDAP request, requires retrieve latest LDP changes and
Mhm.
improve user and some request that
Import user and roles to the
roles
application
assignments.
security tables.
Yeah.
Okay. So why we are submitting these related jobs? What is the significance?
To re-
What is the significance? Anyone, please?
It's like
To
when you
synchronize the roles with the attached user.
Yeah, at the what moment you need to submit these 3 SA jobs? The moment.
If we attach any roles to the specific user,
What is the type of role you are trying to add to the user? Okay. When you are create a complete custom role, okay. When you create a complete custom role, if you want to be see that custom role changes to the user, immediately need to submit these 3 changes so that user can able to see the respective changes. Or if you're relying the application multiple times, the changes can be reflect. Okay. So this is the most important, the 3 SA jobs, synchronize the SA jobs, send pending LDAP changes, retrieve latest LDAP changes, and import user and security application related table changes. Okay. And what do we do have in the security? Okay. So how will you find there is a duty role is there? For a duty role, how will you find all your privilege roles? For example, I have, invoice duty role is there. For invoice duty role, I have, 100 privilege roles are there. I want to be exclude couple of privilege roles. First of all, where will you find those 100 privilege roles for a duty role? Anyone, please? How will you drill down from job to duty and duty to privilege role?
isn't it OER? Or,
Exactly. Great.
yeah. Okay.
So you need to navigate to the OER. OER does have all the roles information regards to your job role. You need to drill down from one role to another role, and think of which role you need to be exclude from a duty role, respective of the privilege roles. So this is more enough. Okay. So when you are giving an answer, whichever Rahim is saying, very straightforward and the confidence. So I'm expecting the same answer from everyone, so that you will, the interviewer will know you have the 100% real time. It should be more confident. Whichever you are saying, it should be more confident. Okay, guys. Even though if you have all the knowledge and you have the practical sessions, no issues. But those 1 hour is the most important, right? When you're giving an interview to this interview. So the confidence is the most important, the level of confidence. So the first and the second answer only, they will know that, yes, these guys worked on security and the roles. So he will move on to the next topic. Okay. And coming to the BAP reports. So BAP reports, I will ask, only simple questions. Okay. So how will you create a dependency parameters for a data model? I have a supplier on the site. Can anyone please?
Yeah, we will create 2 parameters, and in the parameter we will use checkbox. We will tick that checkbox, refresh refresh parameter LOV on change.
We need to give the reference in the second parameter of the first in the LOV. Vijay.
first
Yeah.
we need to
Reference.
enable the refresh parameter on refresh parameter other changes checkbox. Then we'll set the bind parameter in the child parameter of the parent one.
Yeah, great pressure. So you need to provide the answer very spoon feeding, especially for this. 100% you will get a question for this. How will you create a dependency parameter for your BAP reports? Okay. So the answer would be like this. You need to create a two parameters, supplier and supplier side. Create two LOVs, supplier and supplier side. And attach this LOVs, nothing but a menu options to your parameters, so that I can able to see the LOV values in the both parameters. Now select the first parameter, nothing but the parent parameter. Okay. Enable checkbox, which is refresh other parameters on change. On the second parameter, get the first parameter name and second LOV just add as a joint condition in order to get the parent values which is associated to child. Now when you are trying to execute your first parameter, nothing but when you select the first parameter value, internally it will be issue the trigger with help of refresh other parameters on change, nothing but the rest of the parameters will refresh. So the underlying SQL statement will be executed. We will see the changes. Okay. You need to go like this A to Z, which is a very spoon feeding. They will expect very spoon feeding. Since in our Fusion application, we do have very less of coding techniques. The reason, whichever it's there, if it is very simple also, you need to elaborate a lot. Hope you are getting. Do not give an answer to key, like, one or two sentences. Refresh other parameters on change and, will provide the bind parameter to this. The starting point, the execution point is most important. The logic. Okay. I have a parameters for my report. Whenever I'm executing the report, without entering the parameters, my report is executing. So I want to wait the user to enter the parameters. So what is the answer?
We need to uncheck the auto run option in the more setting.
Yeah, we need to check the auto run property in the properties of the report. See, in how many ways you can develop a report layouts? How many ways you can develop a report layouts? How many ways?
Three types.
What are those?
One is wizard type, one is RFT type, and another one is Excel RF.
No. So we have three types, three ways. Okay. One is the wizard base. One is generate the RTF system itself. One is upload your custom RTF to the application. Okay. These are three types you have. If you do not have any BA publisher in your system, generally we will use generate option to generate the RTF, download the RTF and do the respective change and again upload the system. Okay. So how will you get a multi-language reports? How will you develop multi-language report? I have an English language. I want to print the same output in a Japanese language. So what is the approach?
Add a layout in a different language, new layout.
Where will you add the different layout?
In the properties of the report while scheduling the report.
No.
No. I think
We have to download the particular Excel and that needs to be converted using by selecting the proper I mean which language it should be transferred. Based on that one, we need to change that XSL and again we need to upload.
So you need to remember, while uploading your layout itself, okay, so or in the properties section, in the layout properties section, there is a language section is there. When you click on that extract language, it will download, XLF file to the local machine. XLF, if you remember, XLF. So you need to select XLF language. There you have source and the target language. Two fields would be there. Source language could be English. The target could be any other language. These language codes, you will get it from the Google. Just you can type Oracle Fusion application BAP report language codes. So that you will get the language codes. And the XLF file can contain your English language template, all the headings. In the Google, you need to translate the language. If it is invoice number in the Google, you need to translate to the Japanese language of invoice number and copy paste over there within the XLF. Okay, so when you are trying to log in the application with a Japanese language, okay, when you sign in with a Japanese language, automatically Japanese language layout can be print, or you need to upload that layouts of the independent, irrespective of XLF. You need to upload the two layouts, English and Japanese. While scheduling the report, you need to select your Japanese language layout. Mostly will not this follow the trend, mostly will follow the XLF. In order to see this, the live examples, just navigate to the standard folder financials, and you may see any receivables module reports, standard reports. Just refer there. You have couple of reports are referring XLF files. Okay, just refer how they are using the same. Okay, so how will you add a link between two data sets in a data model? I have two data sets, supply and supplier side. So I want to see the data header and followed by line.
We need to drag and drop the primary key column from the main data set to the second data set.
So what is the primary key column terminology? What is the technical term exactly?
We need.
What is the term? Your answer is correct. You're dragging and drop, there is a primary column to foreign key column from parent to child.
Yes.
So what is the term for the technical term? You're something dragging, right?
Yeah.
It will, enable one of the line. Right?
Linking, link.
Yeah, that is called data link.
Data link.
Okay, it should be remember, data link will associate it between two data sets. So will you perform an aggregate functions within a data set? How will you perform an aggregate functions? I want to see the invoice total on my data set. So will you perform?
We need to drag that column to a global level functions present in that data
We need
model.
to drag and drop that to the parent group, not inside the same data set.
You cannot drag and drop to the parent. You need to drag and drop to the other node, other data sets. If there is no data sets, you need to use the global level functions.
Yes.
To perform the aggregate functions. Okay. What are the data model components we do have? The data model components.
Sorry, Vijay, can you come again for that?
What are the data model components? Data model components are the categories we do have. The left side, you will see a couple of components, right? When you're trying to create a data model.
Trigger, parameters, data set, and bursting.
Yeah. Data set, triggers, parameters, LOVs, list of values, and the bursting. Okay. How will you create a trigger? What are the types of triggers we do have, and how will you create a trigger?
As of now, we don't see, because we do not have, in order to create the trigger, we do have SaaS subscription, right?
Okay, we are in the SaaS model. There is no provision to create any PL SQL packages. So obviously, we will not create any triggers or will not use any triggers in our custom reports. Mostly, it will be used in order to, use the triggers for standard reports. That's it. If you have a PaaS subscription, we can create or we can use these triggers. Okay. So the busting, what are the delivery channels we do have?
FTP,
Email, FTP,
FTP, email, and we have FTP, email, UCM, WebDB, HTTP, something, and followed by fax. Okay, these 6 delivery channels we do have. Exactly how the bursting will works in our Fusion application.
we need to go to the report parameter. There we need to check uncheck the whenever we are using any busting, then it will be enabled in our while scheduling the
You're
busting
saying the process, how you are enable the busting. Just I'm asking, what is the process of to create a busting?
in the busting. We need to create one busting with a query.
Okay. I will ask the question in such a way. What is the SQL statement do you have for the busting?
For busting, we do have some SQL query where we are giving some parameters, and also like email value CC and BC, and the body and the subject area where we are giving each and everything, and also we are giving one more key for which we need to creating this busting concept by followed by like any vendor ID or something, any key column. Yeah, and then we need to set that one while creating the busting. I mean that part.
Okay. Yeah, great, Sheikh. So what is the significance of key? What is the role of the key? How we can use the key? Busting key.
based on which column we need
Which
to split the output, that should be mentioned in the key.
What is that column name?
Split by
No. It should be delivery by. Okay.
Yes.
Delivery by and your key value should be saved. Then only your busting statement will be executed. The underlying SQL statement will be executed, and you may see the respective output. Okay. So how will you use an SQL statement is nothing but the answer would be like this. We do have, busting key, and the busting key should be same as delivery key, and followed by output name and, template name, and followed by delivery channel related properties. If it is an email, we have parameter, in generally we have parameter 1 to 10. So these parameters will be act depends on the delivery channel. If it is an email delivery channel, something parameter 1 to 8 will come into picture. Something parameter 1 is 2, like the way 2 and BCC, from address, subject, attachment, true or false. The way we need to fulfill the parameters. If it is FTP, then we need to use FTP username, password, and something, a directory, and the path. These parameters will be act. So the way you need to provide very confidently. And how will you set up an FTP? So in order to perform the FTP, what is the prerequisite we need to perform?
We need to go to manage publisher.
No, we need to first set up in the administration section. We need to provide the host. Those setups we need to done first.
Yeah, same. Yeah, the Sheikh, whichever said that is also right. Navigate to the manage administration, navigate to the manage publisher, and there you have delivery section. There you need to select the FTP. There you need to configure FTP details. Okay. So how will you restrict the password for an FTP? Password. In generally, while implementing the FTP functionality, within the SQL statement, you are going to use the FTP username, the password, right? But it's not in best practice to use the password within the FTP, right? Everyone can see. So how will you restrict the password? Any idea, anyone? So instead of password, while set up the FTP within the administration section, you need to, use the SSH keys. You have the SSH key, passphrase, and followed by password. So that automatically your password can be encrypted and decrypted while connecting. So within the SQL statement, No need to use the password, only you can use the username. The way you can restrict your password, you need to use the SSH keys. Okay, how will you customize the BAP report?
To customize the BAP report, first we need to connect to the XMLP server and we need to clone the, get the copy of that report and we need to make the changes in the data
Why
set.
you are copying the report, Prashant?
If
Any
we
other?
need to customize the standard report, then we will copy. Otherwise, if already a custom report, then we can directly do the changes on the dataset query if we need to add any columns or like that.
Okay. So in order
It
to
automatically copies, right?
exactly. So in order to customize a BAP report, connect to the XMLP server, select the target report, click on the more, we will find the customize option. Click on the customize. When you click on the customize, automatically the report can be created in a custom folder followed by the same path. This is one of the beauty of our XMLP server. Okay. So I need to provide the answer such a way like this. That is, again, I am stressing, there is no much coding we do have here. Only will get mostly theory type of questions from the interviewer. Do not given as an answer, one or two sentences. You need to provide the answer from starting to ending. It's very easy. Am I correct?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay. You are not getting such complex questions. Okay. You will get very simple questions. Most of the complex question you will get dependency parameters for your data model and dependency parameter for ESS job. Other than these two, all are very simple questions. There is no need to think, very, in depth. Okay. So you have customized the report. The report will be sitting in your custom folder. I want to be customize my data model as well. So how will you customize the data model? Team, how will you customize
You
the data?
download it. You download the data model.
You need to archive that.
Yeah, you need to download the data model and upload the data model to your same custom folder. So after that, what is the main important step we need to perform? Now your custom folder does have your data model and the report. What is the next step needs to be performed?
We need to
Think
map
you
that data model to the.
Great. Yeah, I need to remap the data model to your custom report. Still your custom report is pointing to your standard data model. Okay. Even if it is in a custom folder, immediately need to remap from standard folder to your custom folder data model. Okay. So this is most important. So when interviewer asking how will you download data model, nothing but you need to provide the data model, download and upload, and I need to remap the same. So immediately you will get a confidence. Yes, I want to be move on to the next topic. He knows everything. Okay. Don't give 1 mark question answer. 1 mark answer. Okay. So what are the various data sources we do have for a data set? Various data sources.
SQL, LAP query.
So you need to provide in a simple data sources like, SQL query, Excel, CSV, view object, BA analysis. These are more enough you need to say. So what are the various data sources you have used in your experience is nothing but most of the time I have used in my experience SQL query. And for sometimes I have used an Excel and CSV data sources. Client is providing the static data in Excel file. Simply I have uploaded the file in Excel. Excel data converted into XML in my data set and develop a report by using the static file. Okay. Just you need to create this story. Or just create an Excel file, add a file of 6 couple of records and create a simple report for your experience. Okay, but 99% I have used this SQL query as a data source. Okay, how will you print in a default sysdate for a parameter? What is the syntax? The default date for a syntax.
Parenthesis dollar is date.
Okay, great. Okay. What are the major roles is required for a BAP report? The roles. So we do have BA administrator, BA author, and the BA consumer role. When you have in a BA administrator role, you will get all the privileges. When you add in a BA author role, you will get, BA author and BA administrator almost same. When you add in a BA consumer role, you will have, only read privilege. Okay. So sometimes the the functional people will add, these specific roles to the user instead of employee. When you add in a BA administrator role also, you will get an access to work with your analytics. Okay. Okay. Now, how will you create an ESA job? The ESA job creation. Subramaniam, can
We
you?
need to go to the setup and maintenance and manage enterprise scheduler job. There we need to define the job or job set.
That's it, Prashant. Answer.
Yeah, where we will define the.
That's it. You are open the manage, you are navigated to setup and maintenance, open the manage enterprise scheduler, and you said job and job set. Then magic will perform and your ESA job will create. That's
We need to define the name, right? Job
that
name.
is I'm asking. How will you create a ESA job? Right?
We need to provide the job name what we want to give, and then we need to provide the job key. We need to map
Job
that.
key. Okay, hold Prashant. Others, please. Others, please. How will you create ESA job? Subramanya, you are not opening your mouth. Subramanya.
If any parameters are there for the TSI job, we need to create, we need to map those parameters that.
You are going for parameter section, but I did not ask check.
Yeah.
I have asked how will you create a ESA job, right? Very simple.
Yeah, we will navigate to create job definition, and there we will define the name and all the required values.
What is the main join between your report and your ESA job?
The XDO path.
Your XDO path. So what is the column name, text box name in your ESA job?
Layout.
Okay, I will provide the answer for you. In order to create an ESA job, navigate to setup and maintenance global search and select the task, manage enterprise schedule for respective module. If it is a financial, open the financial task, and there we will have a provision to create a custom ESA job in the custom ESA job set. Create a custom ESA job and provide the ESA job name, job description, and job output type as the BA publisher. And report ID, there is a report ID. The report ID text box will mapping to your report path. So whichever path is there, you need to take the path along with the .xdo name. So that it will refer to your report, BAP report. Okay, if you have any busting options, enable the busting option. In the second time, the busting option will not be enabled. Once you save the work, your busting option in a gray out status. Still, if you want to be enable the busting option the second time, when you are edit the ESA job definition, it won't be edit your busting report option checkbox. Again, you need to delete the ESA job and create it from starting onwards. Okay, So if you have any parameters, we need to create parameter section, okay, against your BAP report. So how the parameter values will be supplied to the BAP report? How the parameters will supply from ESS to BAP? In general, in on-premise, we have tokens and so on, so right? To pass the value from concurrent to your RDF. Similarly, here, how the ESS job parameters will supply to your BAP report data model?
It will be in the same sequence as we have.
Exactly. It should be same sequence. That's it. There is no other conditions. Okay. There is no parameter label representation. There is no parameter name representation. It should be the sequence. If you have the supplier in the first position of your ESS job, it should be same in your supplier on your data model. It should be text box to text box. That's it. Okay. And what are the LOB types we do have for an ESS job? LOB types. We have predefined the custom. So predefined is nothing but we will get a linear subject areas from OER. In download Excel, we will have the subject table wise. We do have view objects and remove the analytics keyword and create your predefined LOB and attach to the parameter. So we'll create dependency parameter here again. How will you create a dependency parameter for an ESS job?
Yeah, we will create two LOV, and in the child LOV, we will use that manage dependencies where we will define the parameter references.
Okay. So again, in order to create a dependency parameters, create two parameters, supplier site. Okay. So how you are going to provide the answer is nothing but in my experience, I have created two parameters, supplier and supplier site for one of my report. Okay. I have created two LOVs, which is a predefined LOVs followed by view objects. Attached the supplier LOVs to respect to parameters. And the first parent parameter, I am referring internal value as a vendor ID and display purpose as a supplier number, which is segment 1. The second parameter, child parameter, click on the manage LOB dependencies. In the left side, I could see the by search keyword, which is by vendor ID. When I drag and drop to the selected area, automatically it will create a bind variable. Indirectly, it will enable a joint condition to the previous parameter, so that associate values can be displayed. Hope it's clear.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, then how will you create? Can I achieve the same dependency parameter concept by using custom LOVs?
No, Vijay.
Why?
We do not have that Vivo definition kind of thing.
Yeah, we do not have any Vivo definition. Whenever you have the Vivo definition, then only when you click on the manage LOV dependencies, there you can see the respective filter criteria columns. When you create a custom LOVs, when you click on the manage LOV dependencies, it's become empty. The reason we are not able to achieve by using custom parameter dependencies. Okay. So will you migrate an ESS job from one instance to another instance? Team, how will you migrate an ESS job from to the respective environments? So as of now, there is no automation mechanism to migrate. We need to open the two instances and copy paste the data. That's it. It's complete the manual migration. So still Oracle is working on enhancement request. Still they are working for an automation process. Hopefully we'll get very soon. So for how will you migrate a BAP report from analytics screen?
Unarchive and archive.
So you should go for archive and an archive so that it will be download and export to the target instance. So what is the significance of my folders and shared folders?
It will be visible
My
only
folder will be
as
visible for the
far as
particular user, and whereas the shared folder can access can view by other users as well who is having the access.
What are the content you have within the shared folder by default?
Different folders will be in the
What are
shared
the
folder,
folders?
custom folders as well as the standard.
Yeah, the shared folder can contain the standard folders for each module. And we will see all your OTBA reports and BAP reports, which are the standard ones. Along with that, we need to create a custom folder within the shared folder to create a custom components, which are BAP or OTBAs. Okay. You need to provide like that.
Okay.
Okay. So mostly in interviewer, how you will not get these type of questions very rare, but you will get 100% BAP, this dependency parameter for ESS job and your BAP, and followed by auto run option, and followed with the busting options. The busting, on the busting you will get the questions, and followed by what are the reports we have been developed recently. They will ask the question like this: what are the reports you have been developed recently for your client? So you need to create a story for this. I have created so and so report. This is a report requirement. This report has these many columns, and this report their client is expecting an output in Excel format and plus PDF format. Okay. And these are the SQL statements. These are the tables I have been used. For this, I have used the busting functionality. Okay. And I have used the split by and delivery by, followed by split by is different and vendor by is different, in order to split the data into different blocks. So the way you need to create a story for a specific report. For the same report, I have been created ESS job. Okay. So we have created the ESS job. I want to be assigned this ESS job to the respective user. So where you will assign? What is the provision to assign ESS job to the respective users? Team. Prashant created ESS job. I want to be assigned to the Rahim. Okay. When you create any ESS job, immediately it will convert as a privilege role. Immediately it will convert as a privilege role. You need to create a custom role like something XX BAP reports. Add for this custom role, you need to add your BAP ESS job privilege role and add this custom role to the user and run synchronized jobs so that you will get an access for your ESS job to the Rahim user. Hope it's clear.
Vijay, can you repeat once again?
When you create an ESS job, it will convert as a privilege role. Okay. Create a custom role, and for that custom role, add privilege role and add this custom role to the user.
Okay.
So that user can able to see your ESS job from scheduled process. Okay. Okay. So how will you create, will you use the logos in your, I want to be print, operating unit wise logos or the business unit wise logos. So how will you use the logos in your BA publisher for a layout or report? Anyone, please?
You will use the if then else condition in your template.
You are going to Rahim if and else, but I want to expect, somewhat the starting answer. How will you use the logos? Where you will use the logos?
Directly we will place it in the
We will define it
RTF template.
we will define it as a sub template.
Yes, exactly. Create an RTF followed by your logos, followed by template definitions. Okay. And upload as a sub template. Okay. And you use this sub template reference your main template by using import. And try to call the template whichever you require from your sub template within the main template. Okay. You need to provide the answer like this. Do not provide the answer piece to piece. And templates completed. Okay. So move on to the next topic, it's more enough. The OTBS. The OTBS, again, you will get very simple questions. It's not lengthy. So whenever you set the OTBA, nothing but I got an opportunity to work with OTBA very less in my experience. I did not involve very in-depth for OTBA concepts, but I know how to create analysis, how to create a dashboard prompt, how to create a dashboard, how to use an action links, how to schedule a OTBA report. The way you can provide for the OTBA very first. Okay. Do not accept, yes, I have worked very good expertise with OTBA reports. You will get a number of questions. The same answer you need to provide for the BAP reports. Yes, I'm very proficient with my BAP reports. Okay, I'm the moderate in my OTBA reports. So, okay. So how will you create a parent to child analysis relationship, parent to child analysis relationship? I have the supplier analysis, I have site analysis. When I click on the supplier number, I want to get a site values. How will you create? Anyone, please?
Is it through dashboard prompt?
No. So first you need to create two analysis, supplier and supplier site, okay, by using respective subject areas. So they will ask the subject area name as well. Okay, in order to know you have the real-time experience or not. I have used supplier real-time subject area. It has couple of folders, supplier site, supplier profile, supplier count. You need to remember the folders as well. Okay, so I have created two analysis, supplier and supplier site, and the supplier number in the in the primary analysis, which is supplier analysis. I have selected supplier number and click on the properties and navigate to the action link tab. There I have enabled the action link to navigate to site analysis. So navigate to BA analysis option I have selected. There I have selected site analysis. So when I execute the result, within the supplier number, hyperlink is enabled. Now we may see the site data. When you click on supplier number, you may see the site data. But as of now, we are not enabled relationship exactly the associate sites. How will you create the associate sites? Within the site analysis, you need to enable is prompted. In the filter section, for the same supplier number, you need to enable is prompted in the filter section, so that whenever you select the supplier number from primary analysis, this value carried out to your site analysis and it will be copy pasted into your is filter and the respective data will be executed and you may see the associated values. What is the main relationship here?
Is prompted.
Exactly, is prompted. Okay, so what is the relationship between dashboard prompt to the analysis? Dashboard prompt to analysis. What is the relationship between? Sorry?
Same is prompted.
Exactly, same is prompted. And what is the main prerequisite in order to get a data from dashboard prompt to analysis? What is the prerequisite? Anyone, please? What is the prerequisite? It should be same subject area of dashboard prompt of analysis. It should be same column between your both subject areas. Then only your parameter value will carry it out to your respective analysis by using is prompt. This is the most important one. How will you create a deep links? I want to be open.
There is a yeah, there's a white paper that defines all the applications URL or link to establish,
Mhm.
and you use the action link on your analysis report to go to a web page action and then copy and paste and then define your parameters
Okay. So
based on the white paper.
okay, in your experience, what are the used you have to use the deep links? The moment they will launch the complete real-time example, you have to set I have created an invoice report. For that invoice report, client is expecting to see the invoice number in a view mode. For that, there is a white paper Oracle is published. In that, I have referred the deep link. It has 3 parameters. One is AP invoice. Second parameter is the view. Third parameter is invoice ID. So I will get an invoice ID. The invoice ID I will get it from the respective analysis, and I have mapped this invoice ID to my action link respective deep links. Okay. Now the invoice ID is displaying it result, right? But user don't want this invoice ID in the result set, but you are using for your deep link. So how will you achieve this?
Hide the column.
Yeah.
The properties.
So where yeah, in the properties, you will find hide the column. Okay, this is also most important. They will ask the question. What is the difference between suppress and repeat options? Suppress and repeat. Suppress and repeat. Suppress is nothing but header will be displayed once and the lines will be repeated. Whereas the repeat within the name itself, each header will be repeated for each line. If you have 10 lines, the header also will repeat 10 times. Whereas in suppress, header will be repeat only 1 time. So where will you, the interviewer will ask question like this. There is analysis, header is displaying only 1 time for each line, but I want to repeat my header as well. Then what you have to set? Just navigate to the respective column properties and navigate to the suppress and repeat option. There you have the repeat any radio button, just need to enable. Okay. Okay. So I will use the multiple subject areas. So what is the prerequisite to use the multiple subject areas? Okay, in order to use the multiple subject areas, so within the left side, there is a action item, action button is there. When you click on that, there you will get a provision, add or remove subject areas. There you can add your respective subject area, which is more than 1. So when you are trying to add the more than 1 subject area, the prerequisite is it should be interrelated subject areas. It should be interrelated. For example, for supplier, it should be accounts payables. For customers, it should be account receivables. For general ledger, it should be subledger accounting. For accounts payable, it should be subledger accounting. For receivables, it should be subledger accounting. Okay, the way you need to select interrelated subject areas and try to expect your result. Sometimes you want to get data when you are use interrelated subject area as well. The moment you may use the cross subject areas. There is a keyword cross would be available in each module. Just use the cross subject areas and you may see the data. Okay. And if you are not able to see the data within the multiple subject areas, you need to add the calculated columns. Calculated columns is nothing but I will give an example. Invoice amount total, invoice line amount total. These are calculated columns. Sometimes when you involve the calculated columns, you may get data when you use multiple subject areas, or you may use fact columns. Fact columns representation is nothing but something drill down option you may see over there. You know the drill down option, right? Something ladder you will see. Those columns you need to add within the result set in order to see the multiple subject area result set. Still, if you are not able to see, obviously need to raise a service request with Oracle. Okay. Right. And one more question, the last. In PAP report, you receive a requirement for complete new module, let's assume projects. You don't know any table, but you gathered a couple of tables information and your written SQL statement. Still, you are getting, the function application screen value, application screen, name, so on so field is referring, but you're not able to find the same value within the backend. So what is your approach to find the respective value from the backend? In your on-premise, you have something, record history or something, you will get the last query and you will see the reference and source, right? So in here we do not have that provision. In the BAP report, so will you find within the Python application the respective backend information if you don't know? Anyone knows this?
Vijay, the only thing I remember is that you look at a log, but I don't remember the details of how to access that log file.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you run it, then there will be a log file that will show you the SQL.
Yeah. So if you are getting a requirement from a BAP and if you are not able to find that specific column, then go to the OTBA subject area, the respective module, and try to find the column over there and drag and drop to the selected list. And execute the same, and you will find the log file within the manage administration manage sessions. There navigate to the view log. There you can see the underlying SQL statement. It starts with a with clause. There you can find the table followed by the column name. Use the same in your BAP report. Okay, that is one of the way in order to find the respective SQL statements from OTBA to BA. Can I use an OTBA report as a BAP report? Can I convert OTBA to the BAP? Yes, we can convert OTBA to BAP. In the BAP report, in the data model, if you see, we have a source BA analysis. Select the BA analysis, select your respective analysis and try to get the data. So when you will go for OTBA to BA is nothing but for the same OTBA report, client is expecting the custom RTF design, some design layout. Then the moment you can go for OTBA to BAP report. Whereas in OTBA, it's not possible to design RTF as per our requirement, right? Like BAP. Okay, that's it for today. That's for BAP, OTBA, and security. Tomorrow we'll continue on the FBDI and HDL and the OIC and the customization. Okay. Okay, that's it for today.